Hello, I am the Movie Nut, and today I'm talking about the Addams Family. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for the support on last week's video where I reviewed A Nightmare on Elm Street. I had a really good time making that video. It was my first time sitting in front of the camera and doing a video like this in a really long time. I'm still kind of getting used to doing it again. I plugged my good microphone in this time, so hopefully things sound a little bit better. But I'm mostly pretty happy with how that video went. One of my friends couldn't watch it because he said Nightmare on Elm Street scared him too much, which is really funny because, you know, it shows how horror has changed over the years. But this week we're talking about something a little bit lighter. We're talking about the Addams Family, which is a Halloween classic. I haven't met anyone who really doesn't like the movie. I'm sure not everybody does like it, but I really enjoyed myself. It's definitely a weird one for sure. For those who don't know, the Addams Family is basically about the eponymous family and their general weird wacky hijinks. It stars Raul Julia as Gomez Addams, the patriarch of the family. Morticia Addams is his wife, played by Anjelica Huston. The kids, I don't know who plays the boy. Christina Ricci plays Wednesday Addams. I don't know who plays Pugsley. What the fuck is his name? Christopher Lloyd plays Uncle Fester. And basically, the plot of the movie is Gomez's lawyer is trying to steal money from them. So him and his loan shark get Fester, who has amnesia, who thinks he's not Fester, to pretend to be Fester to try and steal money. The plot is not the best in this movie. The plot is definitely not like the strongest point. I think what carries this movie is just its insistence on being weird as fuck. Like, it doesn't care. I don't think you get a movie like this today. It's very goofy, doesn't take itself seriously at all. The physical prop comedy is very like slapstick, very like 50s style, which is, you know, the comics I think are from the 60s, or the cartoon or whatever is from the 60s, so it's kind of accurate, but it is very tongue-in-cheek, very the most ludicrous thing you'd think could happen in a scene does, basically. Like, there's this like minute-long sequence of Gomez playing with trains, but like, I can't even explain half the stuff in this movie. There's one of like the family friends or whatever, his name is Thing, and it's just a mop, basically. It's just a ball of hair on a dwarf. I don't know how to explain it. But what really carries it, aside from that, is just that the actors are all game for it. Raul Julia steals the movie. He is by far the best thing in it. Anjelica Huston and Christopher Lloyd are also brilliant. And Christina Ricci made herself famous for playing Wednesday in this. The movie's super witty as well. Like, I find it really funny. If slapstick isn't really your style, there is a lot of like dry wit and clever one-liners in the movie as well. A lot of great visual gags. It's my sense of humor for sure, but again, I can kind of get why people wouldn't think it's funny. This is one of the ones where I feel weird recommending this one because anyone who I know has seen it does like it, but I feel like it's not for everybody. Like, I like this film, but it's kind of like how I don't like Hocus Pocus. A lot of people may not like this movie, but it suits me fine. The villain is, I don't actually know her name. Pindlestrauss or whatever the fuck is like the alias. She pretends to be the psychologist for her son Gordon, who is Fester, basically. And she's pretty good. Like, she's pretty evil. She basically finds this guy 25 years ago, and brainwashes him into thinking he's her son, and then uses him for loan shark slave labor. So that's pretty fucked up. But the movie just plays it for a laugh, which is kind of, that's the movie in a nutshell. Like, that's pretty fucked, and then the movie's just like, it's funny. But it does leave for some satisfying moments later on. Christopher Lloyd does a great performance as like Gordon / Fester. His like physical reactions to stuff are really funny. My ma finds him really creepy. She doesn't like him, but I think he's great in the movie. He's a completely different... I've only really seen him in this and Back to the Future, and going from one film to the other is such a weird shift. He looks like a different shape person, which is... And it's only like 7 years between them, 6-7 years, something like that. I think it's come out in 91, or maybe 93, and then Back to the Future's 1985. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the movie, aside from that. Like, it's kind of a short one. The cinematography is fine. The production design is brilliant as well, like the sets and the props and costumes and stuff. It does a very good job of like making the Addams family feel real, because they could so easily be seen as caricatures, and they very much are, but they'll be put in scenes with like other normal people. Like there's a great scene where Morticia is being confronted by Wednesday's teacher about what she's been drawing, and it just shows like how absurd these people are, but they exist in like a real world. Like it's only a fantasy on their property essentially. And I thought that's kind of funny. It is very similar. It reminds me of Beetlejuice a lot. I think Beetlejuice may be the better movie of the two. If you like absurd, wacky fun with brilliant physical performances and a story that's kind of there, then you'll really like this movie. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Addams Family an 8.5 out of 10. Regarding my family scores, my ma gave it a 7. She thought she wouldn't like it at all, and it kind of grew on her throughout the movie. My girlfriend gave it a 9.5. She adores this film. And my sister gave it an 8. So, pretty high scores overall. It scored higher than Nightmare on Elm Street, but it is a weird one. There's not a lot for me to really dive into with it, and you'll kind of see that if you watch it. I can't really be pulling apart themes or anything. It is very much physical comedy, production design, performance based film, and there's no real emotional weight to it. Aside from the ending, it's pretty sweet. Like it's a nice, good family film that you can watch with people, as opposed to Hocus Pocus, which is bad. You know, like instead of get your kids to watch this instead, basically is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the movie. If this review's a bit all over the place, I am super tired today, and my neck is also super sore. I can't even fucking like turn my head properly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week I will be discussing Paranorman, which is a brilliant animated movie, and I have a lot more to dig into with that film. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.